Hello, students. How you doing? I heard that you might have to do a presentation in class, which is awesome. And I also heard that maybe you've never used Google Slides before, but this is not a problem. I'm sure you've seen your teacher use Google Slides. So now I'm going to show you how to do it. And it's not too difficult at all. And it's really fun. So I'm sure you've been to your Google Classroom before and you see this little thing up here. Sometimes we call it a waffle. Or you could get to that waffle from just opening a new tab up top here. So either way, you get to that waffle, you click it, and I'm going to explain two different things right now. Google Drive, think of that like your backpack or a bookshelf where you could store all of your files, like everything you've done on the computer, you can store it there. But sometimes, like a backpack or a bedroom, something, it gets messy, right? Files all over the place. So that's where everything gets saved. But we could go to slides because slides is what we want to make. But our slides will save here into our Google Drive. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So first I'll go to Drive and we'll be able to see all the files I've saved and folders in here and different things. And you could see it might get a little messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to slides. So once I get to slides, this also could get a little messy, but it's all my slides in here. So all the slides I've made, and it's all in alphabetical, that ABC order. So having a title is always important, and I'll show you that in just a second. So we're going to want to start a new presentation in slides. So we simply click the plus sign, and all it's going to do is just open up a blank one. If you get a sign like this, you could just push got it to get it out of the way. You'll see it says untitled presentation right here. So you're going to want to put a title there because then you'll be able to find it later when you need it. Otherwise, it might go missing, like things do in your backpack sometimes, right? They go missing and you can't find them. So if I'm going to do a project on, let's say, pandas, then maybe I'll want to call it Panda Project, and I'll be able to find it by using those words. Do you see it says saving right there? It's automatically saving it, so it's not going to get lost. So what we're going to do here, what we're going to do here is show you where it is. I'm going to go back to my drive. Remember, we got to our drive from clicking here. And like I said, in alphabetical order. So if you see LMNP right here, Panda Project, and I can find it. Likewise, if I go back to my little waffle and I go back to my slides, I'll find it in there also in alphabetical order. See, these are all slides, and see it's showing it right here as my most recent one because it knows, hey, maybe you want this one, and it put it right up on top. So that's easy ways to find your assignment. But you could always search for things up top here. If you know you called it Panda, you could simply search and is going to come right up, right? Panda Project on top. So we'll easily be able to find it. So you won't be able to say, I lost it. Now you're going to start with a blank slide right here. This is called a title slide. You're going to want to put your title for your presentation on this slide. So I'll put Panda Project. I'm sure your teacher is going to tell you what they want on your project. I'm just showing you how to type things. See, there were already text boxes to type in, and it's already there. It's working. So what we're going to do now is now we want a new slide to look at. So I'm going to simply push the plus sign here, and it's going to make me a new slide. If you notice, it puts some text box on here for me, which is great. But let's say I don't want to use those text box. I don't like that design. You could always delete them if you want to, simply by highlighting it and pushing that delete or that backspace button, and it's going to go away. Okay, but let's say you like it, you're ready to go, or you don't like it and we'll delete it. Either way. So if you liked those boxes, you can start typing in those boxes whatever your teacher asked you to type in. Maybe they asked you to type some sentences, some paragraphs, and it's good. But let's say you didn't like those boxes or they went missing. Simply go to insert, like you want to insert something in, like put something in. So we want to put in a text box And all you have to do, see it comes up. So you click your mouse and you just drag how big you want your box to be. And that's how big our box is. So we'll be able to type in there whatever we're looking for. So I don't know what I'm supposed to be writing my project about, but I'll say pandas are cool. Okay, now we have some text in there. Maybe I finished my whole paragraph. Now we want to insert some pictures. So I'll simply go to insert, and a picture is called an image, right? An image, it looks like a little picture right here, just like a text box looks like some text. So I'll go to my image and I'm going to search from the web, like the internet, right? The web, search from the web. Now we're going to have a search bar come up here, and let's say I want a panda. So I'm just going to type in panda and I'm going to find the picture I want. So how about this guy? Now you could simply click on it and then push insert down here, and it'll create an image and it'll put it in there, right? So another way to do it is by inserting your image from the web, and you could simply just click on it and drag it over as well. Sometimes that's a little more difficult though, so I usually just like clicking on a picture and pushing insert so it just automatically goes in there. Now, of course, if I don't like it, if I have too many, I could delete it out of there by pushing delete or backspace. If it's too big or too small, you simply go to the corner and drag it to whatever size you want. Then, if you click your mouse, you can drag it around how you want. So, always drag from the corner to make it bigger or smaller. Any corner is fine. It doesn't matter which corner. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to drag it from like the top or something, right? Because that's going to make your picture not look too good, right? And then when you try to fix it, sometimes you can't fix it too well and it's not looking good, right? So always drag from those corners when you want to make it smaller, and it will still look good. But you don't want to drag it too big because sometimes pictures don't look good when they're too big. You see all those little pixels, those dots inside with your pictures. So now, again, if you need another page, you simply go to the plus sign or look at this little drop down menu. There's options in here, but if you just want a blank one, it's right there. But we don't need to confuse things, right? Just simply pushing a new one, and then we'll be able to put new things right here. So remember, you can always look for new things in here. So maybe I want a panda rolling. Maybe I could find one like that. Ooh, I got another picture. And if you notice, that one's a little big, right? So I'll make it a little bit smaller. Now we have it here. Or wait, maybe I do want it big. So maybe I want it bigger. Do you see those red lines came up? That kind of tells me I'm at the bottom of my page, right? So I could have my nice big panda in here rolling. Who knows? Or maybe we just want it a little bit smaller. But either way, we're good. So let's say I'm all finished and I'm done. There's a present button right here. So it'll say start presentation. So it doesn't matter what slide I'm on, I just push start presentation and it's going to work. But see, I probably want to start from the beginning, right? So be clicked on that first slide and push present, and it'll start from the beginning. It'll go in full screen because maybe you're presenting to your class. Now, let's say we want to go to our next slide. There's 3 ways to do it. You'll see on the bottom of the screen, we could push the arrow to go to the next slide or backwards. We could push on the keyboard the arrows forward, backwards, or you could simply click somewhere on the screen, right? And then is going to go to the next one. So I like using the keyboard so that way I make sure, I don't lose my mouse or anything like that. Now, there's one more tip down here. Look, there's a little pointer down here. So a pointer can help you point at things. So sometimes it helps when you're reading Panda Project, or it helps your audience look at something important like Grotham. We want to look at this name. And did you see I clicked on the screen and I was able to get to the next slide? So we want to be careful because we don't want to point at Panda and accidentally go to the next slide. So if we're using it to read, pandas are cool. It could help your audience see what you're looking at or bring their attention somewhere. And if we want to turn it off, turn that pointer back off again, and you're good. You could exit full screen right here. or you could push the escape key. That's the top left corner, ESC, escape key, and it escapes back out. So I think that's about everything you need to know. But the last thing I always suggest with students is practice. It's very important to practice your presentations. You want to know what to say, you want to know what to tell your audience, your friends, your teacher. So practice what you're going to say. Now, I'm sure your teacher will give you tips on how to practice, but always practice. Practice by yourself, maybe with your parents. Maybe you got a little stuffed animal, little friend or something you could bring along to practice with, but you want to practice your project so you're confident and you feel good about it. See you later. Have a good day.